beg to support this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Junet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support this motion for the approval of the commissioners of the Salary and Remuneration Commission. Mr. Speaker, these are the new commissions that came through the new constitution. And Mr. Speaker, I can see the proposal that has been brought to the House is the commission consists of members of high integrity, people whom I believe can do this work, Kenyans who are qualified, people who have worked in other sectors in the country, Mr. Speaker, who have been put together so that they can help this country deal with the issue of wage bill, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, the funny thing about this commission, and I've been here since the inception when this commission came into place, Mr. Speaker, there's a misconception that they think this commission was created purposely to fight politicians, Mr. Speaker. Somebody has misadvised them. Somebody has misguided them, Mr. Speaker. You will see, once they are approved by this House, Mr. Speaker, the first war they will start with is Parliament, Mr. Speaker. I don't know who has misadvised them. They are supposed to look at the remuneration and the earnings of all sectors in the public service and in all state officers, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think it is juicy into the public when you deal with politicians. You know, you demonize them, you tell them they want to earn more than what they deserve, I don't know what. Mr. Speaker, this commission should start on a new slate, Mr. Speaker, and look at the issue of wage bill and remuneration of public service holistically, Mr. Speaker. One of, Mr. Speaker, the issues that they're supposed to do is to harmonize the public service wage bill, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, you will see, you know, at the end, when Parliament is closed in August 2027, when people are going to the election, that's when you see the Commission publishing a Gazette notice saying that the salary of a member of Parliament has been reduced to 50,000. If they want to do that, let them do it now, so that the people who want to apply for the jobs of being a member of Parliament can decide in the August 2027 whether they want to go for that job or they don't want to go for that job. Don't wait until Parliament is closed. Why should you do that mischievously? Just advertise now that this is the salary that is commensurate with a member of Parliament. Then the people who intend to contest for these positions in 2027 can make up their mind early enough. Because there are people who are leaders in the corporate sector, who are earning way above members of Parliament, who will want to come to this House. But when you issue a notice, of a Gazette notice, when Parliament is closed in August 2027, and they will have resigned in February 2027, then you'll be doing injustice to them, because they will have decided, do I stay as the managing director of a bank earning this much? I know a member from Meru here who was doing very well before he came here, Mr. Speaker. He confided in me. He told me I was earning way, I never thought this is the kind of job I was getting into, Mr. Speaker. We were in Mombasa with him for a trip. I told him, my brother, this is a call. This is a service to the public. You might not earn anything. And whatever you earn here, it belongs to the public. Whatever you earn in this house belongs to the public. You have to return it back in form of health care, in form of education, in form of bursary, in form of transport, in form of wedding expenses, in form of burial expenses. Mr. Speaker, nobody spends any money he earns in Parliament on his own family or on his own personal use, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, members of Parliament, the number of burials they contribute to, the number of people they bury, the number of people they pay for their health services, their health care, Mr. Speaker, school fees, Mr. Speaker, weddings, people want to buy weddings. Me, I've seen, Mr. Speaker, cases where somebody wants to marry, he comes to a member of Parliament. Maternity, somebody tells you, my wife has given birth, she's in the ward, I don't have money to pay for the, you have to pay, Mr. Speaker, you have no choice. You know, sometimes even traveling, he tells you, I want to go and visit my in-laws from this in Makueni County. You have to pay, Mr. Speaker. No, especially they come from that side where Honorable Lumbui is in my place. So he tells you, I want to go all the way to Kitui. Can you pay something? Then you have to give him money so that you can greet them. So, Mr. Speaker, public service is a calling. Being a politician is not a mean job, Mr. Speaker. It's a very difficult job. But anybody who's outside it thinks it's a walk in the park. He thinks, you know, when they see you, the most prestigious thing you see with a member of Parliament is when his escort opens for him the door. People think that is the most important thing, the most important. That's what they see. Mr. Speaker, it's a very, very daunting task. It's a job that is not a joke, Mr. Speaker. You have to think of your constituents. You have to think of Kenyans. You have to make sure you pass the right laws here. You have to be present when those laws are being passed. You have to make sure that services are provided to your constituents, Mr. Speaker. And then now the Salary and Remuneration Commission thinks that, oh, these are just jokers, a bunch of jokers who have just sat somewhere in an afternoon in a air conditions hall where they just talk and say anything they want. No, Mr. Speaker. You wait until the next election arrives. You will see every constituency will have over 20 aspirants. If the job is that useless, why are people going for? Why can't you leave the one who's there just to continue? It shows you how important this work is. So I want to urge the Salary and Remuneration Commissioners, if they are approved by this House, to look at things holistically. Let them not be duped that if you deal with politicians, is when Kenyans take you serious. You are mistaken, my brothers and sisters. You are mistaken. So, but in spite of all that, I want to ask the House that we also need SRC Commission as a commission, because they are doing a very important constitutional duty, Mr. Speaker. Because, you know, the disparities in the wage bill, the disparities in the remuneration in this country, Mr. Speaker, must be harmonized. The low-cadre person must feel that he's doing a good service and is being given a good remuneration as the highest person paid, Mr. Speaker. That is their work, and that's why we need them, and that's why I urge this House that we pass the SRC Commission so that Kenyans can also enjoy the fruits of their new constitution, Mr. Speaker, by giving them these commissions that are supposed to deal with those aspects in the running of the country, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I urge the House to pass this commission so that we have a commission in place that can deal with those issues so that they can help also the executive manage the wage bill, Mr. Speaker. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support.
Murugara.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The Speaker also rise to support the special